And now you can see the Backseat Mogul Show in all its video glory on our YouTube page at roughedge.tv. It's tiki time at Harbor Cove Cafe. Dive into the tropical paradise at the end of Spinnaker Drive in Ventura with vibrant drinks, delicious bites, award-winning fish and chips, and more. Now featuring extended hours and happy hour, Fridays from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday and Sunday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Harbor Cove Cafe, the hidden treasure at the end of Spinnaker Drive. Visit harborcovecafe.net for more information.
Showbiz is a cruel and shallow money trench, a long plastic hallway where thieves and pimps run free and good men die like dogs for no good reason. There's also a bad side.
This is the Backseat Mogul Show live here, and we are out here in Ventura, near the Ventura City Hall. It's a gorgeous building. I'll show you a quick picture of it, but I don't know how to, I don't want to ruin my view here, but or yours, but anyway, gorgeous building. So we are here downtown. Behind us, strange enough, is this office I'm pointing at right here. That's Brace Heller's office from the Brace Heller novels by yours truly. And Johnny D's here, by the way, too. I am R. Scott Bolton. I am the Backseat Mogul.
Good morning.
And why are you yelling?
And I don't have my tablet.
We'll be fine. So no notes on this show. Anyway, excuse me, I'm going to be clearing my throat often today. It was a rough night. We came downtown to the Ventiki and to Winchester's last night. Winchester's was recently purchased by the owner of Ventiki, and so we came down to show them support. Plus our friend Warren Takahashi's band was playing, so we went down to see Warren's band play. They were terrific as well.
Fantastic.
And anyway, it was a long night, but we're down here now. We're just doing something different by being out here on the street. We're using our lavalier mics. Hopefully the noise reduction is working and you don't hear all the vehicles, because there's tons of vehicles. And we may have to stop suddenly because I noticed that the city workers were out here earlier.
Yeah.
And they were using their blowers and what have you. So they start blowing, we got to go. But anyway, let's start off with some news. I got some news about
what I normally do when I am taking notes, my first line is good morning.
You've said that.
And right next to that I go, if we have good breakfast. And we had good breakfast today.
Oh, we did. We had Wiener Schnitzel for breakfast. Yes, Wiener Schnitzel has breakfast. They have, we had biscuits and gravy.
And they were really, really good.
Yeah, really, really interesting place. You wouldn't think of Wiener Schnitzel when you think of a good fast food breakfast, but it was pretty decent. My son told me we should give it a try,
and
we did.
It tasted like a sausage gravy.
It's a hot dog gravy. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that.
Yeah, but isn't a sausage or a hot dog technically a sausage?
You're stretching it, but yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not, and by the way, I'm joking. I don't know. I doubt it's a hot dog gravy, but what a great idea, right? So listen, we got in the news. Fede Alvarez will not be returning for the sequel to Alien Romulus. Now, Alien Romulus was a damn good movie. Johnny and I saw it in the theaters. I was thrilled by the whole thing. I loved the whole countdown aspect of the movie. It was built some not stress, but some tension and some mystery into the movie, so I like that a lot. I was looking forward to him coming back and doing a sequel, but he said he is passing the torch. So the script is apparently finished, and Fede will be taking part in searching for a new director along with producer Ridley Scott. So we'll be finding out some more about that, but the script is done. They just need another director, so we'll see who that's going to end up being. Maybe Ridley Scott will take it over. I don't think he's directed one since Prometheus.
Can you imagine Del Toro doing it?
No, Del Toro's going to do his own stuff. And by the way, his Frankenstein movie was screened for audiences, and though a few people said it was overstuffed and bloated, most people said it's a masterpiece. And I'm gonna go.
Judge of that.
I'm gonna go with the masterpiece. I haven't seen it, but of course it is Del Toro, Guillermo del Toro, and he is a genius. By the way, I'm wearing my shirt for The Grape, and as always, we recommend you visit The Grape. It was one place we didn't get last night, and but if I would have mentioned it, my wife probably would have said yes. But the Grape is just a great jazz and music venue with a terrific cocktail bar and the friendliest employees on the planet. It's just a great place to go hang out. And you can do a day or night. They have afternoon sessions. Sometimes they have afternoon bands that are playing the big stage. Usually they have the smaller band that plays right out front of the next to the bar. And either way, just go there. You can get a great cocktail. Food is available from the businesses nearby. Yolanda's Mexican Food and the Ventura Sandwich Company. And you can even bring Taco Bell, as we proved when we were there for Jared's birthday. So,
and the thing about this, these venues that we went to last night, including the Grape and the others that Scotty said, they're all on Main Street here in Ventura. Not all together like Winchester's and Ventiki, but the Grape is farther around Midtown, I guess is.
Yeah. Yes.
But still, Ventura's got some great venues for eating and drinking.
Yeah, it really does. It's great, and we just need to support them all we can. And the Grape, I cannot give you enough goodwill towards. It's just an amazing place. The gentleman's here with his little doggy. I love dogs. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we will not be having Fede returning. It'll be interesting to see who they get to direct it. But with the success of Alien Romulus and with Ridley Scott behind it, he's a big producer and name. They'll find somebody decent, I'm sure. The Conjuring Last Rites opened yesterday. Big numbers. Now, it did $8.5 million in previews. That's huge. Put that into comparison with something like Furiosa, which I think did 1.7 million. So you see how big the opening was for the Conjuring. So they predicted, based on that preview, that it would gross about $40 million this weekend at the box office, which is big. They were thrilled. Well, yesterday was way bigger than they thought it would be. So now they're looking at $70 to $80 million opening weekend for the Conjuring Last Rites. People want their horror films. Yeah. And we're going to see that on Monday, because I know Jeff will have seen it by the time we get back to the show next week, except there won't be a show next week, the following week. And we'll talk about that then. But I'm looking forward to it. I've watched all the Conjuring movies now. I'm all caught up. They were part of the Annabelle series. Not a big fan of the Annabelle movies, but I did like the Conjuring movies.
Speaking of Jeff, it's probably a good idea that it will be 2 weeks before our next show, because it'll probably take him that long to bring that Amish buggy.
You know what's low at the ends and high in the middle?
What?
Ohio.
Ohio.
That's where Jeff is right now.
In Amish country.
He sent us a picture of a buggy, a video of a buggy. That's kind of evil, actually, if you think about it, because think about it. He's using modern technology to take a photograph, a video of something that's supposed to be the exact opposite.
And then sending it over the internet.
That's true. That's true.
And one of the things I liked about that video, I don't know if that was a bridge or just like a shelter that it came through.
I think it was a bridge. I'll add the video to this podcast. So about 8.5 minutes in, I'll plug in the video so you folks can see that too.
Yeah, speaking of plugs.
No, we're not doing that now. We'll get to that because I want to talk about it. I just love this photo from The Conjuring, by the way. Tells you pretty much the tension that's going on in there. Kurt Russell will be joining the new Yellowstone spinoff called The Madison. I know he's not, but I'm sick to death of Yellowstone spinoffs. I don't even like Yellowstone. So,
well, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy Madison because I think it takes place in New York. I think. I could be wrong. I do like the original Yellowstone and which I haven't seen any of the ones that take place down in Texas at the 6666.
Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. How do I not watch that? Because I'm not a big fan of that guy's work.
Those are the prequels. Was it 1922?
1921, I think.
21, and then
might be 22.
The previous
I don't
one
know.
Was 1886 or something like that.
There's no denying the success of those shows. It's just that they're not my cup of tea. They're one of those things that we tried to get through the very first season of Yellowstone. We had to push ourselves through. There were so many unfinished storylines, so many things that made no sense. and we just were out of it. And then it turned into like the modern version of Dallas or Dynasty, and that's what I think all of these things that are these spin-offs are coming from. They're all just Western soap operas. And Madison, maybe that's the future of those families. And instead of guns and cows, they're going to have stocks and bonds.
Cows and guns.
No,
Oh, guns will be involved.
So there's no question. But I'm glad to see Kurt Russell back at work. It's always great. And that's one thing I'll say about the director, Taylor Sheridan, the creator. Oh, I just saw some other news that may make me want to watch this show. Anyway, it's that he's doing what Tarantino did for the longest time. He is bringing back actors that we've not forgotten about, but that aren't active as much anymore, and is giving them a new life. Mm-hmm. And I love that. And by the way, Madison also stars in Michelle Pfeiffer. So that's worth watching it right there. She's amazing. And we haven't seen her around much either.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because she's terrific.
And Matthew Fox, wasn't he in, not to be confused with Matthew J. Fox, but wasn't Matthew Fox in Lost?
Matthew J. Fox.
Oh, okay, maybe he's not. Oh God, what's his name?
Who's Matthew J. Fox?
Okay, it's not.
Did you mean Michael J. Fox?
Yes. Well, I had
yes,
the M
don't
part
confuse
right.
Matthew Fox with Michael J. Fox. That's very good advice coming from John.
I had the M part right.
You did.
But wasn't Matthew Fox in Lost? What was Matthew Fox in?
I don't know. I didn't read his name. You did. You want to pull a name off? You should know what to talk about.
Go to Google, type in Matthew Fox.
We're not at the studio where I could just click on that and tell you.
No, that's true.
So, yeah.
Oh, wait. I forgot to do something.
You got to remember, John, we're like lawyers here. You don't say anything unless you know it.
Yeah.
And as I've always told everybody, it's wrong anyway. So.
I forgot to mute it. I just did.
Oh, okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. Ben Stiller and Jeremy Allen White are in talks to star in The Lost Airman, a true story of escape from Nazi-occupied France. That's a nice long title. I'm hoping that Stiller is, and he is, Stiller is interested in it to direct it. Because as good as Ben Stiller is on screen, I think he's better behind the screen. I talk about this all the time, Escape from Dannemora. That is one of the best series I have ever seen. It was incredible. And it was just so good. And then his involvement with Severance, of course. And I'm just really excited about this. This might be very good. And Jeremy Allen White, of course, from The Bear, he's very good as well. So that would be a very good package to see. And John would like it because it's got Nazis in it.
Yep. It's World War II.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified. Because yeah, give me the Nazis.
Well, they had Nazis in Star Trek.
Nazi Klingons.
No, they had other Nazis too.
Oh, well, that's true, but that's good.
And
that's in the original Star Trek. That's true.
And I didn't want them to be confused with, is he talking Star Trek? No, it's World War II.
Nobody was confused on that.
Well,
you know what they would confuse? Hogan's Heroes. There was Nazis in that.
Yeah.
I love that show, though.
Yeah, me too. So did my dad.
I think my understanding is that show was... I don't know. I'm not going to mention it because I don't think I'm right. John C. McGinley has announced that he will be returning to the Scrubs revival, playing the same Doctor he played before. I'm very happy about that because he was one of the integral bits of the original Scrubs. He's so funny and so perfect timing in that show that I'm glad to hear he's returning.
Oh, he's a fantastic dramatic actor also.
Oh, yeah. He plays Dr. Perry Cox. He's returning as Perry Cox. And he's joining Zach Braff, who's returning, Sarah Chalk, Donald Faison, and Judy Reyes. Terrific. I cannot wait for that. Scrubs was one of those shows that a lot of people didn't discover until it was gone. And that's unfortunate because it was a terrific show. There's one episode in particular that just cheered my wife up. And it was about how this poor woman was in the hospital and they had to keep her under quarantine. And so she couldn't have nothing around her. Everybody had to be perfectly sanitized and everything. But by showing the scene of what happened before she died, spoiler alert, but they showed like somebody touching something and their finger started to glow. And then they shook hands with somebody and then that person's finger started to glow. And they showed the transfer of that illness, that contamination from beginning until back to the poor old lady who was in the hospital and wasn't supposed to be quarantined, and how she ended up getting it and ended up killing her. And it was dramatic. It was
a comedy episode. That's
you gotta stop with the splitting stuff.
no, I didn't say dramedy.
I know,
what
but
I'm
I'm
saying
but
is for a show that is normally comedy, that's quite interesting.
well, it really isn't. I mean, sitcoms is as much about the heart as it is about the laugh.
Yeah.
So, and that show in particular was that way. But you see shows like that today. I mean, yeah, there's just a flat out silly sitcoms. Yes, we're being inundated with ants right now. Well, most sitcoms, they got a little heart. That's what makes The Simpsons work so well, is The Simpsons goes out with this crazy, wacky humor, but as my friend Tom Spence says, it always ends with a hug. It always has a little heart at the end, and that makes it that way. Yeah. So I think that's important. All right, what else we got here in the news? I'm not interested in that. Not interested in that. We may be done with the news.
Oh, no.
Steve review, Cillian Murphy turns inspirational teacher tropes upside down in the year's best Netflix movie. So we'll look for Steve on Netflix soon. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I got for the news today. So there you go. I did want to talk about my books briefly because I got a review.
Can I start it?
No. I know everybody out there is going, when are you going to make that commercial, Scott? So we don't have to hear that one day soon. I got what I consider to be the second best review of my entire life. And it was my best review ever was from my son, who read Burner and said, "It's pretty good, Dad." If your son's telling you that, that's the best review you can possibly get. But I got a letter from a reader who finished the Bowling Bag in the Backseat. And it starts out like this. She said, "Dear Scott, where were you when you were writing this? Were you doing drugs in Slab City?" And then she went on to talk about how she loved how wacky it was, how crazy it was, how funny it was, and the particular things she liked, and including she knew where Midge, the pug, came from. Of course, it came from Zoe the pug, my dog. But it was just a great review to receive, and I'm going to end up posting it on my Facebook page and elsewhere. But I thought it was really terrific to get a letter like that from somebody who loved it that much. My mother even said, "Scott, that's your best book so far." So,
well, for me,
I mean, my mom should say that. I get that, but she doesn't like my sci-fi monster crap. Not that the Bowling Bag is; it's a mystery.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, as I have all of Scotty's books, but I still contend my favorite is Dead Dick, which is about a 1940s private detective who dies and
Spoiler alert.
Goes to the Betwixt.
You got it right that time.
And it's about him being sent back to Earth to protect a little girl, to transport her to deliver her to a safe haven up is it in Santa Barbara?
Yes.
Yes, in
Santa Barbara Mission.
And I highly recommend it. All these books are available on Amazon.com. And if you got Amazon Prime, you're going to get free delivery. And remember, we have holidays coming up. Halloween's coming up, so you can get Neath, which is a scary book.
As it says, the subtitle is Neath, a story about a haunting.
Yes. And then Christmas, and before you know, you got New Year's, Valentine's Day.
Nothing says Valentine's Day like Dead Dick.
Yeah. So go to Amazon.com, search R. Scott Bolton, author, and you will find you ready? Plethora of books.
Now it's plethora?
Isn't that what I always said?
No, plethora, but
that too.
There's a ton of ants on that trash can over there. They're grossing me out.
No, don't show it.
Anyway, I was going to tell you a little bit about the sequel to Dead Dick, which is called #Hellstrong. And it takes place 10 years later. And our little girl, Angelica, is still at the Santa Barbara Mission. And she's kind of bored because nothing's happened in the 10 years since Richard Keene saved her, took her from Las Vegas to this mission.
So she's about.
So
She's
she's in her
about 20.
She's no 10 years later. So she was 14, wasn't she?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
so
then
she's
she'd be
like
24.
mid-20s. Yeah, she's got to be in her mid-20s. So if I'm wrong about that age, I'll have to go back and fix it. But I read Dead Dick again just before I started the sequel. Anyway, so she's there, protected, and then stuff happens, and we'll just leave it at that. But in those 10 years, the one thing that's very nice about her is, what's the tagline? Not the tagline, but the phrase that I always associate with Dead Dick? Nuns with guns.
Oh yeah.
She's had 10 years to prepare. So it's a little different this time out running, but
Is she going to ride Harleys also?
there's no Harleys in it.
Well, there was in the first one.
Yes, but there's not in this one.
Okay.
Because most of it takes place in the 9 circles of hell.
Oh.
So-
Well, wait a minute. The dude that turns in, it's not in this book, but the dude that turns into the Flaming Skull,
Yeah,
well, he rides a Harley into hell and back. It's a flaming Harley,
yeah.
so it could be a Harley.
There's not going to be a Harley.
Okay.
John, that's probably why he likes that book, because there's a Harley in it.
No, there's
We
guns?
we literally
Guns
went to
with
see.
guns?
What movie did we see where that car was in it?
the one we just
The
watched.
Chevelle, right?
Honey, don't.
Honey, don't. John said it was a really good movie, but the car was the best thing.
Oh, man.
The car wasn't the best thing.
The
It's just
car
weird.
was a '72 Chevelle SS convertible, and for me it was gorgeous. Now it did have what appeared to be a big block hood, but it still could have been a small block. And for the gearheads out there, they know what I'm talking about. It was a good movie, even with all the.
It was okay.
It had a lot of, how do I say this?
Explicit sex scenes.
Yes, very gratuitous, but
They
it had
did
a
seem
good
gratuitous.
storyline.
Yeah.
Well,
It's just not up to the Coen brothers' usual fare,
Now-
usual level.
for me,
And I'm glad that Jeff's not here because he doesn't like the Coen brothers.
Well, for me, some of the scenes that I focused on,
Were the porn scenes.
no, not really. I focused on the, I don't remember what scenes were, but it gave me a Tarantino-esque, that's not even a word.
But here's the thing.
That's what made me think of
I don't know that it's now you got me saying it. Tarantino-ish, as much as it is just stylish. The Coen brothers were always about style. Their movies always have that unique look and feel and trajectory. So I don't think I didn't get anything particularly Tarantino-ish out of it, but that's what Tarantino needs to do. That should be his last movie. He should do he should do Dead Dick, a hard-boiled detective story. I'd love to see, but he writes his own stuff, so it's not going to happen. That's not true. The Jackie Brown was based on an Elmore Leonard novel. Hey, Quentin, give me a call. So anyway, what did you watch this week? Anything interesting?
No, not really. I was getting caught up on...
Great content, John. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm still watching a lot of the very early NCIS shows, the first couple seasons, and also the first couple seasons of CSI. And I was going to watch something last night that we talked about, but by the time I got back to
And the
my
rising
place-
alcohol levels took place.
Yeah, I zoned out, and when I say zoned out, I
I had a beer last night at Winchester's, which I don't usually drink anymore, and it was damn good.
that red.
Trolley.
Yeah, oh God.
Yeah,
So-
John had Red Trolley.
and I haven't had a beer in about a couple of weeks. That was really good.
So
Of course, then again, the alcohol we had over at Ventiki.
those were definitely, and Ventiki cocktails are serious cocktails.
Yeah.
I watched Arsenic and Olays. One of John's favorite movies. That you said number 2 favorite movie of all time.
Number 2.
It was very entertaining. It was very entertaining. I will tell you that once I read the history in it, I was a little disappointed because in the film, and so many of you have seen this, I'm just going to pretend that you all have. In the film, there is a gangster type guy who has had plastic surgery, and because his plastic surgeon kind of does the reworking of faces from memory, his last plastic surgeon job makes him look like Boris Karloff.
Yeah.
And in this movie, it's Raymond Massey who plays the character,
Who
and
was he was a fantastic dramatic actor
yes,
in his day.
and he's pretty dramatic in this too. It's a comedy movie, obviously, but he plays a pretty straight character. But he's got all this makeup on him, all this prosthetic makeup on him, so he looks a little bit like Boris Karloff. My bummer about the film is that it's based on a stage play of the same name, and it kind of plays like a stage play as you watch this movie. But in the stage play, Boris Karloff played that character. So whenever somebody said, "You look like Boris Karloff," they were talking to Boris Karloff. The studio wouldn't release him from his duties to do, from his one studio duties to the other studio to make Arsenic and Old Lace. Even though the rest of the cast, except for, I don't think Cary Grant was the original lead on the stage, but he might have been. But the rest of the cast, the ants, they came over from the play. It was a very funny, very frantic movie. You got to pay close attention because there's things going on that you don't realize. I wondered if it was one of the first movies to break the fourth wall, because there's many times when Cary Grant, who's just crazy in this, looks at the camera and it kind of does like a wide-eyed thing like that. But according to my research, that's not the case. In fact, it wasn't even supposed to be fourth wall. It just happened that way because of the way he was acting. So that was also interesting. Those of you who don't know, it's about a recently married man who comes home to his two elderly aunts and discovers that they've been murdering people and keeping them and burying them in the cellar.
Well, it's not just people, it's down and out older
It's not
men.
even down and out. It's lonely old men.
Yeah.
It's lonely old men. So they're putting them out of their misery. But he doesn't know this, and he finds this out. And then his brother shows up, who's this gangster who's got a body too. And so he's in the middle of all this. Meanwhile, his gorgeous wife is like, "Hey, aren't we supposed to be married?" It's wild. It's wacky. I've read some reviews where they say Cary Grant goes too far. I don't think so. His character reminded me of Vince Vaughn's character in The Wedding Crashers. You know, when he gets all frantic, he's like, that's exactly how Cary Grant plays it in this movie. Very funny.
How'd you like Uncle Teddy?
Uncle Teddy was okay.
He thought he was Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
He was the one that was burying people in the basement, thinking it was the Panama Canal.
yellow fever. Yeah,
Yeah.
He thought it was the Panama Canal, and he was burying yellow fever victims. Because he's, as you can tell, he thought he was Teddy Roosevelt. He was a little nuts. Actually, I thought that was that character was just okay. That character was just okay. It kind of, I don't want to say flat or ruined it for me. Because maybe it's been parodied so many times that it didn't fly for me. But it was good. He was fine as it. And the character, I'm really talking about the character more than the actor. The character was.
I heard the honking. I look up
right there.
That's a flight of geese.
This is why we like to do the show on remote. Anyway, overall it was very entertaining. Top 100 for me, I don't even know if it would make that though.
I'm trying to remember because it's been so long since I saw the movie. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Well, you got 2 DVDs of it, so.
That's true.
We have to talk about that too because I'm pissed off at you, but go ahead.
Raymond Massey's character, his sidekick. Was that Peter Lorre?
It was Peter
Yeah.
Lorre. And you watch Peter Lorre and he's kind of like Steve Buscemi was. He's one of those guys who seldom played a lead, but when he does, he knocks it out of the park, and you forget how good Peter Lorre really was. I was watching him closely in some of those scenes because he's in the background of, even when he's not the center of the camera, he's still acting. You can see he's listening and he's reacting, and more so than anybody else in that picture, I think. And I forget how good Peter Lorre is, and I'm glad that I was able to see that. And I'm trying to stop John from talking by saying something every time he takes a breath. But I'm not going to do this. Go ahead.
Peter Lorre was in I want to say it was a series of movies back in the 40s, maybe 30s, 40s, called his character was Mr. Moto.
Yeah, I just bought one of those on DVD.
And you get an idea of his acting. In the television adaptation of Casino Royale, he plays Le Chiffre.
That's right.
So
And
Peter
he's
Lorre-
really good in that too. If you have the James Bond box set, that episode is included with that, so you can watch it. Probably find it on YouTube too, as a matter of fact.
Peter Lorre was so good. He was in at least one of the Humphrey Bogart movies, and I can't remember if it was the Maltese Falcon or if it was Casablanca.
Maltese
Or maybe
Falcon,
both.
and I think it was both. I think it was both. I think this is what the thing with Peter Lorre was. If you watch those older movies, acting has changed dramatically from what it was then, cinema acting, to what it is today. It's a lot more intense today, a lot more all-consuming. I think Peter Lorre was already ahead of that curve. I think that he was doing that then, because he always stands out because his character seems so much more realistic than the others. Even in something like Maltese Falcon, where you got Humphrey Bogart, who's a terrific actor, but you got Peter Lorre creating that character, and his character just seemed real. They seem 3D compared to 2D most of the time.
Well, a lot of the actors today, whether it's male or female, they are, I shouldn't say a lot, they're method actors. They become the character they're portraying not only on camera, but off camera.
Or they say they do so people will leave them alone.
Well, that's true too. I was in the movie The Doors, which starred Val Kilmer as Jim Morrison.
You're leaving out a couple words there. I was an extra in a movie.
Which means I was in the movie. I didn't say I acted in
I
the
know,
movie.
but when you say I
didn't say
I was in,
was
it's
one
like
of the
you were. It does sound like
Okay.
that. But
I was an extra in the Miami scenes where the stage collapses in the movie The Doors, which starred Val Kilmer as Jim Morrison. And I can say honestly, Val Kilmer became Jim Morrison, not only on camera but off camera, except when it came time for our meal breaks. He'd come over and sit down and eat with us as Val Kilmer, not Jim Morrison.
see, that's what I'm thinking about some actors just saying that so that they're not bothered. Because if he was truly a method actor, he never would have done that.
Oh, that's true.
So I think sometimes it's like, just tell him I'm a method actor. I don't want to be disturbed. And then, because when you did Rocky V, he was an extra in Rocky V. That they told you not to even look Stallone in the eyes.
And then Stallone comes over and talks to me and another guy.
Yeah.
He gave us a certain instructions on how he wanted us to be in a certain scene. So, no lines, just how he wanted us to portray the extra that we were. And that was fun.
That's just one of those things I thought of recently. I thought, are they really method actors, or are they just saying that so that people don't bug them? And it might be both. I don't know.
I want to say isn't De Niro a method actor?
Probably seems like the type. I don't know. I would never pigeonhole anybody in their acting style. Whatever it is that gets you to become a character, more power to you. That's for sure. So I was gonna apologize to John first, so I'm gonna do that now. Last week he brought in some DVDs and I forgot them again. I'll bring them next time because I'm done with them. But and he said he got them at a thrift store, and yet every single disc had the same address label on not only the case but on the discs themselves, and it was an address label from some guy who lived both in Port Hueneme out here in California and in Ventura, 2 different addresses. And I was asking John, well, why is there no thrift store sticker on here, and why is this guy's name the same on all these 4 discs? It's a little weird, dude. And I got him at a thrift store. So I go to Carl's, which is a thrift store. Carl, not Carl's Jr., Carl. A thrift store out here in Ventura. And I'm doing some stuff. I had to get errands. I was near there. I dropped by. And I went inside, and they had a terrific collection. Note the word had. A terrific collection of DVDs and some Blu-rays on the shelf. The first one I pulled out was Seahawk with Errol Flynn.
Oh, I missed that one.
And guess what's on it? That same guy's name, that same guy's address, that same label stuck both to the disc. Thank God it still plays, because you shouldn't put anything on a disc. And don't peel it off, because you'll peel off data. And also on the case.
I bet you it's the same. I have the Errol Flynn as The Adventures of Robin Hood. It's probably the same guy. Did you take that one also? Is that one of the ones that?
Yes, yeah, I've got
Okay.
that. Yeah, that's one that John loaned me. So anyway, I'm going, oh, this is where John got these. There is no thrift store tag, and then I look at the prices. They're $1 a piece.
You bought them all, didn't you?
I bought them all. I bought them all, especially when I saw this sign. Well, I heard that somebody at the cashier. Oh, it's discount day. Everything's 25% off. I'm going, so these discs are 75 cents? I just stacked them up. I said, I want all these, I want all these, I want all these. And now I'm broke, but I have a ton of DVDs. Really cool ones too. I got 4 Elvis Presley musicals. I got a Rock Hudson box set. I got a Greta Garbo box set, 6 movies with Greta Garbo. It was awesome. So thank you to that guy. Here's what I think happened. Unfortunately, he probably passed away. And probably because he was an animal-friendly person, he donated everything that he had to that
Or his
charity.
family did.
Or his family did. And good for him for doing that, and good for me because 75-cent discs. And it's just amazing. It was really cool.
Oh, that means we got more movies to talk about.
What do you mean?
Well, I presume, notice how I said presume, not assume. I presume you will.
Oh yeah, I'll watch a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already watched one.
And we'll get them on, supply you with our flash drives, so you can give us a copy. So we
No,
can
I would
watch
not
them.
do that, John. That would be illegal. That not going to do
You'll
that.
invite us over to your place so we
You
can
m-
watch
you
them.
maybe borrow my
Which
disc.
is what No, I'd much rather come over and watch them on your big screen.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to let you borrow the disc.
But yeah, I love watching these old movies.
Don't you have a big screen at your place?
The biggest screen I have is a 30. Well, actually, I do. I haven't hooked it up yet.
There you go.
A friend of mine just gave me. I think it's a 50 inch.
Oh,
He got a bigger one, and he said, "You want this?" I go, "Oh, yeah."
get it hooked up. That'd be awesome.
I got it mounted on the wall, and I don't have a bracket for mounting.
We have a 43-inch TV at the house, and because our house is small, we really can't go much bigger than that. Even though my son's got a 70-inch on his side of the house, so who knows?
Same wall.
Yeah.
And on the other side.
Yep. But anyway, so yeah, that was cool. That was really cool, and I got some really, really cool discs. A couple of things I picked up just because they're rare. The Magic Sword. Never heard of the Magic Sword, but it looked pretty cool, so I picked that up. Yeah, it cost me a lot of money, and like I said, I'm pissed off at you.
75 cents a piece.
Yeah, how do you go wrong? And yeah, so anyway, unfortunately, there aren't as many as there were. So if you go down there now, good luck, because I think I got all the good ones. The ones that he missed the first time around.
Did you have a chance to look at their books?
I don't look at the book sections as much as I used to, and the only reason is because I've got so many books at home and on my Kindle that I would virtually never have to buy a book again.
Well, one of the reasons I keep,
Which is terrible coming from an author, but it's because I got books I got to read.
I have certain authors I like, and I'm trying to get the collection of Lee Child,
Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher series.
Yes.
And I don't want to start reading this one until I get the first one so I can read them in chronological order.
You don't really have to do that with those books, but it seriously helps. Especially there's a pair of books that I'll just tell you what happens because I don't remember which books they are, so maybe you've read them or you'll get to them. One of the books ends and you don't know what happened to Reacher. He just disappears. And you're like, well, what happened? The next book starts and he's suffering from repercussions from the previous book, but you still don't know what happened. And I read an interview with Lee Child and he said, I wanted the audience to figure that out, which was kind of cool. It was kind of pissed you off too, because it's like, I'd like to know what's going on here, but it was still kind of cool.
Well, I started my collection with Tom Clancy, Hunt for Red October. It was a small book, loved it. And then there's a couple others that I really liked, like Rainbow Six, a bigger book. I really enjoyed Cardinal and the Kremlin.
That's a Jack Ryan novel, right?
Yes. As a matter of fact, all of the ones that I've read from Tom Clancy are Jack Ryan.
Even the series that you just mentioned?
Which series?
You just mentioned the...
Oh, Rainbow Six was not Jack Ryan.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
what I thought.
My bad. What's the one? Red Storm Rising. I wanted them so much to make that into a movie.
They did.
They did?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, wait, what? But then the books kept getting thicker and thicker and thicker, and it turned me off of Tom Clancy novels. I want to be able to read a book and then jump to another book. No, I don't want to spend my life reading a book that's 6 inches thick.
That never bothers me at all. I mean, it daunts me. Stephen King has written a couple of books that were, 1,300 pages. But they're always thrilling. I mean, I've never been disappointed by a Stephen King novel. His Dark Tower series, which I think is 12 or 13 books, most of which are 800 pages or more. You just got to dig through them. But I know what you're also saying, because sometimes you want to finish a book and get to a new book. And so I understand that completely. And if you've got 800 pages, it takes you a while to get through it. I read about 45 books a year, which is not bad. But here's what's made me, another reason I don't buy books so much anymore. I still do if I see something, but I just don't go out of my way to the thrift store to look for things. I read an article that said, if you're this old, this is how many more books you can read before you die. I looked that up and I was very depressed. Because I literally have more books in my office, unread books, than I could finish before I die, according to this
That just
report.
means you're going to live to be really ripe old age.
I hope so.
That's the same with me. I've got so many books because, like I said, I have on my phone in one of my files a list of authors. And every time I go to a thrift store, if I see a book, okay, wait a minute. Do I have this book? And I have to look at this list. Oh yeah, I already got that one. Oh wait, I don't have this one. And I have certain authors. And when I really
we all do. I think everybody has authors they follow.
When I got really into reading books was when I was doing rideshare.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Well, I'd sit around waiting for a request to come pick up somebody, and I'd be reading a book. I read a lot of your books, proofread a lot of yours. Which, speaking of, I can't wait for Miller and Breeze to come out. It is so good.
We'll see. Sometime next year, hopefully. You'll be having Second Shot very soon, because I'm in the middle of editing that, and I was worried about that because when I wrote it, I thought, there's some things I'm going to change. I'm still going to change them, by the way, but it's easier than I thought it was. So because of the books, that's one thing that's nice. The book's always better than you think it is. If people ask me, what advice would you give a young writer or anybody who wants to, you don't have to be a young writer, anybody who wants to write, and it's just finish it. Just finish it. If you finish the book, it could be a lousy, unreadable book, but at least it's done, and then you can go back and put more meat on it. That's the way to do it, and to polish it and make, have polished meat. I don't know what that means.
Are you the
Brace
one?
Heller's place right there.
Oh, yeah. And who else's place was that?
Earl Stanley Gardner, which is why it became Brace Heller's place. But I might be having Brace move out of there. I'm thinking about him.
And Earl Stanley Gardner created who?
Perry Mason.
Exactly.
You didn't know that. You couldn't think of it. That's why you're asking me.
No. And who played Perry Mason on TV the first time?
The guy from
series?
The Americans.
No, it's the guy who was in the American version of Godzilla.
What's his name?
I was going to say Raymond
See,
Massey.
I told you.
No, it was the guy that was in Ironsides. Oh gosh,
Raymond Burr, maybe?
Well, I had the Raymond part right. Yes, Raymond Burr, and he was a terrific Perry Mason.
He was, and so was the guy, and Matthew from The Americans. He was terrific in the HBO version of Perry Mason too. I never got to meet Raymond Burr, but he had a vineyard. I don't know if that vineyard still exists, but I did buy a hat at a winery event that they had there. I believe his husband was there, but because they owned the winery together. But Raymond, I think, was dead at that point already, unfortunately. But I do have a Raymond Burr Vineyards hat.
Nice.
That I wear sometimes, and it was just cool, Raymond Burr, because it's kind of close to Raymond Bolton.
Ooh, who's that?
That would be me, but
is that what the R part is?
no, it stands for RoboScott.
RoboScott.
Yeah, it's Raymond. You knew that. What do
I
you
didn't know that. I just
freak?
Okay. Yes.
Anyway, so
what? What's on the agenda? Oh, that was about a 60,
very loud pickup.
172 Chevy pickup. I love that
What's on
cab.
the agenda for what?
For what? What have you been watching besides what you've already told us?
So I watched Arsenic and Old Lace. I also watched a movie called, I was going to look it up on my phone. My phone's being recording this right now. A Face in the Crowd from 1957. It was Elia Kazan, I think is his name. Major director, big star in the direction business. The movie starred Andy Griffith. And Andy Griffith stars as this, basically, well, when we meet him, he's drunk and in jail for being drunk. And this woman shows up and she does a radio show called A Face in the Crowd. And so she's trying to get interviews with these guys in the jail, but nobody wants to do it. They don't want to talk to her on the radio. But Andy Griffith says he'll do it if the sheriff will let him out early. He's supposed to be in the drunk tank for a week, but if the sheriff lets him go in the morning, he'll do the show. So the sheriff agrees because that's how the law works, and Andy Griffith picks up a guitar, sings a song, and does a little bit, and she realizes that not only is he terrific at doing that kind of thing, but he could be a star. So she pulls him into her boss, and they talk about him doing a radio show. He doesn't want to do it at first. He just wants to get back on the road. But then she mentions how many people he could influence by doing that. And he starts to see how he can use and abuse people by, for example, when he's doing his radio show at one part, he's mad at the sheriff. So he tells everybody, you got an old dog you don't want anymore? Take it down to the sheriff's house and dump it in his front yard. He'll take care of him for you. And hundreds of people show up with dogs, which pissed me off, by the way. You're in the wrong town if that many people don't like dogs. But hundreds of people show up and they dump dogs in the sheriff's lawn. Later he says, because he's mad at his boss, on a hot day, hey kids, come over to my boss's house. Here's the address. He's got a great pool in the back. Dozens of kids show up and they jump in the pool. So he starts to realize that if I can do that at this level, what can I do at the next level? And sure enough, he gets a TV show. And the same thing starts to happen. People, they fall in love with him. They adore him, even though he's a crook. He came from a bad background. He's this criminal. He's not a good guy. But he's convincing them he is by doing what he does on television. And so he's getting all these followers. Finally,
I had one of those.
Corvette just went by.
61
Finally,
Corvette.
who comes knocking at his door? Politics. And all of a sudden he realizes this is the ultimate thing that I can do to get people to do what I want them to do. And he gets in some pretty bad beds with people. Gets in bed with some pretty bad people, let's put it that way. And it's not pretty. And it's a very scathing attack on social media and politics. 1957? Come on, that's 70 years ago. And they're already talking about this. The movie did not do well when it was released. Andy Griffith should have got an Academy Award. You cannot believe that you're looking at the sheriff of Mayberry up there. There's no connection whatsoever. This was back, I think, when he was doing his early comedy and music days. And he just aced. Everybody in the cast is terrific. Walter Matthau, who looks like he's 16 and was one of the best characters in the film. It was incredible. My son had bought the Criterion edition on Blu-ray, and he said, Dad, you've got to watch this. This movie is amazing. And sure enough, that's exactly what it was. And so it's a face in the crowd. If you see it, take the time, sit down and watch it. It's a little over 2 hours long, but man, it speaks volumes to what's going on today from 70 years ago. It's truly amazing.
Yeah, Andy Griffith, not only did he do his comedy show, and I would even say the lawyer show he did, Matlock, had a lot of comedy in it.
I never saw his version of Matlock. I saw Kathy Bates' version, but
which is, even though the only thing they have in common besides the name is the fact they're both lawyers, and it is Kathy Bates'
she made that
character says no relation to the character on TV.
And actually, it's not even a real name.
Right.
So. But anyway, back to Andy Griffith.
Did some great dramatic stuff, but do you know what his first starring role was, where he was the lead?
It was Seahawk. We were just talking about that. The one with no, I don't know.
No Time for Sergeants, which was based on a play, which I believe he was in. It also, not only did it star him as the lead, it also had Don Knotts, who later became Barney Fife in the Andy Griffith Show. And the actor, oh God, what was his name? He played the rebel.
James Dean.
No, Johnny Rebel. Hello.
Oh, we're going to have a bells for a couple. What time is it? It's 10. 10 bells coming up right now. Forgot about the bells.
It's the bells of Ventura.
1009 at midnight.
I think it's dying. Or somebody turned it down.
They saw we were doing the podcast and softened it.
Well,
Thank
that's
you.
nice of you.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
No, his character was called Johnny Yuma in the TV show The Rebel, which was a Western.
And you still haven't thought of his name.
Yeah, I know. It just totally...
Johnny Cash.
No.
Bob Milhouse.
I got to pull my phone out. Gummit.
We're going to find out this way.
Anyway.
But they were in No Time for Sergeants.
Yes. God, I can't even see this because of the sun.
It's really not that important. Everybody's already Googled it or IMDb'd it.
Yeah, but now I got to do it.
Well, okay.
Here is...
Anyway, I have not seen that one. I did see the, and I talked about the...
Nick Adams.
Oh, Nick Adams. Also, and Godzilla reference.
Oh.
He was in a Godzilla movie. Monster Zero, or Destroy All Monsters, I think. Anyway, Andy Griffith was amazing. You see the sitcom, which, by the way, when my son and I are in Vegas or something like that, we get up in the morning, we're groggy, we always turn on Andy Griffith because it starts our day out good. And you always think of him in that role. But you see these things he did before. Now, I haven't seen No Time for Sergeants, but just based on a voice in the crowd, a face in the crowd, it's amazing what a great actor he really was. And I found a comedy album of his, and Shelley and I played it in The Way to Bishop one time, and we both laughed till we cried because it was just funny stuff. He was making cracks about Shakespeare and other things, and they were great jokes, and he's got a natural personality for it. And what was, I don't know if it was his final role, but you remember him in the Spy Hard movie?
Oh, God. No, I don't.
That's the name of it, right? The Leslie Nielsen spy spoof?
No, I don't remember him in
He
it.
played the bad guy. Andy Griffith was the bad guy.
There was a movie it was a TV movie, he played the bad guy that also had William Shatner in it. And Andy Griffith's character was the president or CEO or whatever of this company. And he had some of his people that worked for him, they all go out on a motorcycle trip, off-road motorcycle trip. And it was a very intense TV.
Find that movie. I'd like to see that. Look it up and let's see what that is.
That's what I'm looking for.
Because I may actually have that on DVD. I have a box set of 50 all-time great B movies, and one of the movies stars Shatner. Now it might be Devil's Reign, which would also be appropriate, but maybe it's that one because I would like to see that just because Andy Griffith and Shatner.
And it's hard to see where the sun is.
I know.
Has anybody ever come out with a decent phone that you can look in the sunlight?
Yeah, you can get a screen for that. That'll do that.
Oh,
I've got a screen on my tablet, my Amazon tablet, and also on something else. Oh, my Kindle it's a Paperwhite, so you can read it anywhere, actually. All right, so while Johnny's looking that up, because I want to know what that is, I'm heading to Palm Springs next week because it's hot here, so we're going to go somewhere cooler. Yeah, it's not cooler in Palm Springs. But,
especially what you just found out last night.
Yeah, the temperature's going to be higher than we thought they were. That all being said, I love Palm Springs because I like the whole atmosphere of the place. I understand the prices have gone way up because of everything. And also, there's 3 tiki bars within like a 2-mile radius.
Tonga Hut. There's
Tonga Hut in the center.
Stairs.
There's the Reef out farther, and then there's Bootleggers, which we already have reservations for. It's the first, as you're coming into town, it's the first tiki bar you run into. And
what's that
so we
one-
look forward to going to all three of those places. They're all terrific bars.
What was that one where we sat outside?
That was Bootleggers.
That was okay. Really good bar.
Yeah, it's a terrific bar. And all of them have the sprays, the mists, so it stays cool even outside. And by cool, I mean it's 80 instead of 105. But it's going to be interesting. And I'm going to try to go to the movies once too. I know Johnny and I are going to go see The Conjuring on Monday, but I'm going to try to get to a theater because you know why? It's air conditioned in a theater. Who was it that went to the local theater here recently and the air conditioning was broke? They warned you at the door, air conditioning's broke. Yeah, I ain't coming in. Did you find it? Pray for the Wildcats.
I think you'll like it.
That's a stupid title.
Yeah, but
Is that what it's called? Pray for the Wildcats, or is it just the one?
no, that's the name of the movie.
Pray for the
Like I said, it was a
Wildcats.
TV movie. Pray for the Wildcats.
And all right, folks. Well, I think that does it for this week's show. Jeff will be back next time. It'll be 2 weeks from today because, as I said,
well, that's going to depend on whether you can get that Amish horse and buggy out here in time.
I don't think he took an Amish horse and buggy there, so I think we're okay with that. But we'll have plenty to talk to, including mostly about The Conjuring. I sent you guys, did I send it to both of you? There was an article recently about the guy who mysteriously died while touring the Annabelle doll.
Yeah,
And
I got
sent
it.
it out. Yeah,
I got it.
Very
I'm sure
interesting
he
stuff.
did, too.
So we'll talk to him about that and some other things. And one more thing I wanted to mention. I mentioned this yesterday in the Friday Shot Day show. We're going to Las Vegas in November, as we always do. My mother, my brother, and I, and my son. And my mother, of course, has a free room at Circa. So she and Doug will be staying at Circa on Circa's dime, which is nice. And you know, in exchange for Circa's dime, they're going to get mom's thousands. But anyway, so Josh and I.
But sometimes that backfires on them.
That's true too. That's true too. Well, in the long run, it doesn't. In the long run, it's probably, yeah. We were going to stay at Four Queens, which is my favorite downtown hotel. It's got everything you could want. It's got a brewery built into it. It's got fast food restaurants. It's got one of the best steakhouses in Vegas.
Free parking?
Free parking if you're a guest there. That's
No
right.
resort fee?
And that's the big thing. No resort fee. And they say no resort fee ever. So hopefully they'll stick to that.
And if you go across the street, down a door or two, you get to use the pool that's upstairs on that other place.
It's at Binion's, yeah, and that's what Shelley and I did when we stayed down there last time. But when Shelley and I were there last time, we've heard of this place, but we didn't never see it. And then we're gonna wait till this motorcycle goes by. There we go. The place is called Hotel Apache. Now, Hotel Apache is actually inside of Binion's. It's in the very back, and we discovered it because we were looking for restrooms. And we walked back there, and there's this reception desk and this absolutely cool spiral staircase. It's like, okay, this is awesome. So I did some research on it, and it's one of the cheapest places to stay downtown because of two reasons. One, it's one of the oldest, and they keep it in that old style, so it's not modernized at all. If you look at a picture of the room online, you'll see it's got that old school flavor. Two, it's haunted.
Ooh.
And again, if you Google this online, the Hotel Apache in Las Vegas, there is a list of all the things that have happened to guests in the rooms there. Most of them aren't too scary, but they're just questionable. For example, one guy woke up in the middle of the night and he sat up because this woman was sitting on the end of his bed. Well, he thought it was his girlfriend until he looked over and his girlfriend was in bed next to him. And when he looked back, the lady was gone. Another person said that every night they put their glasses on the nightstand, and every morning they woke up, their glasses were in the center of the floor, in the middle of the room there. So, you know, now it's Vegas, so it may not be ghosts, it may just be drunk people. But it's just cool. So I think we're going to try to stay there. I think Josh and I are going to try to stay at the Hotel Apache and just see how haunted it really is.
Now you said it's in Binion's?
It's in Binion's. Yep.
So that means it's owned by Binion's.
Yes, it's part of the
Okay.
Four Queens thing. So if we can get, I may get a free room offer myself from Four Queens from my last visit there, and if I do, I'll be transferring that over to the Hotel Apache and checking it out. Because first of all, it just looks cool because it's like that really old school, almost Wild West Vegas, and then secondly, it's haunted. So
15, 20 years ago, something like that. I was in Vegas for It was either Christmas. Yeah, I think it was Christmas, and because I said I wanted to go spend Christmas in Vegas because I remember you and your brother used to fly there.
Yeah.
Day
We'd go
after
up
Christmas.
Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
Christmas night.
Okay.
We would go up there. Yeah.
And I figured.
Best time to go to
Oh,
Vegas.
it is. So I stayed at what was I think this was before Binion's acquired the Horseshoe.
Okay.
And at that time, the Horseshoe had that 40s, 50s look. The rooms were that way. You walk down the hallway, you hear the creaking. It was just so cool. And it was a few months later, I guess, they closed it. Now, I don't know if it's still called, I don't know if it's now called Binion's Horseshoe or what, but my understanding is they remodeled the hotel part.
Yeah, they have
and that
to.
might be part of Hotel Apache.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, if you ever see it, you'll see that it's different. It's
Okay.
and they sell it as a separate hotel, so you don't get to I mean, if they were going to combine them, it would be part of Binion's. It'd just be Binion's Tower or something like that.
Right.
But it's not. It's got a separate reception desk and a separate pricing. It's a lot cheaper, obviously, because the rooms aren't as modern. There probably isn't a refrigerator in there, which could be an issue. I'm going to have to figure that out. But it doesn't matter. Either way, it's going to be fun to go up there and do that. So that won't be till November. But hopefully I'll come back because, sometimes the ghosts get mad. We've all seen the Conjuring series. And I'll have some stories to
You
tell.
can spend your birthday up there?
No. We'll be in Bishop for my birthday.
Oh, okay.
And on Thanksgiving, what's Thanksgiving Day in November?
24th, 25th, 26th, something like that.
It's the It's the 27th.
Whatever that Thursday
It's the
is.
27th.
Okay.
What else is
Yeah,
that
because
day?
your birthday's 26th.
Nope, it's the 27th. My birthday's on Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, I knew that. I was
So
just
everybody can
testing you.
you did well. Everybody can give thanks for me on the day of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot. All right, folks, we'll see you next time. Again, it'll be 2 weeks out. We'll have Jeff back in studio, though, and we'll hear his stories about his interesting adventure in, what's high in the middle? Low in the ends and high in the middle? Ohio.
Before we go, I want to say to our friends in Reno at Peliutu, I want to say to our friends out at
This is
Harbor,
like Hobo Kelly saying, bye-bye.
Harbor Cove Cafe. That's,
You give anybody jazz hands?
well, no, that was my sign language. Like, that's
Oh.
me saying hi.
Oh, okay.
And again, the people at the Grape. Who have I left out?
A ton of them. But that's why you should never brought them up in the first place.
Well, and to everybody who's connected
There you go. That
to
covers.
us. Hi! And they're dwindling fast, so go to your local theater.
Yeah, and don't bother going to Carl to look at DVDs because they're mostly gone.
Unless they...
By the way, did I mention this earlier? Yeah, I did, about the Conjuring box office. It's huge this weekend. So people are going to movies. You just got to give them movies they want to see. That's just the bottom line. And that's, the Conjuring proves it. With a $55 million budget and making $70 million in its opening weekend, it's probably going to break even.
And they'll make another one.
Well, it says Conjuring Last Rites. But it'll be like Spinal Tap. Last Rites 2.
Well, and then there's like Kiss Farewell Tour started when?
1997. The new Spinal Tap movie is called Spinal Tap: The End Continues. We'll talk about that very soon
I'm
too.
looking forward to that one.
We may see that on. We may go see that on our lunch thing with Steve,
That would be cool.
because it opens the same day. So we'll have to look in that and
Works
see.
for me.
Yeah. What sucks though is that summertime's over, so now there's no early movies anymore. No 10 o'clock movies. No. The first movie started at like 1 o'clock now, which
Well,
is
that means we can do lunch before we go.
depending on what's going on. Yeah.
Or at least drinks.
Don't drink before a movie.
I can remember.
Zaps your energy.
I can remember people used to get high before certain movies. Not that I ever did that.
No, like
Go see Spinal Tap. Oh, go see The Wizard of Oz high.
Fritz the Cat.
Oh, speaking of Wizard of Oz, you heard about at the Sphere in Las Vegas? A lot of people are upset with that showing because they've done stuff to the movie that people who are aficionados of The Wizard of Oz They didn't care for stuff that they added.
Okay, the only thing that I'm aware that they added were some cameos by cameos of not employees, but like CEOs and stuff like that of the company that put it together.
Oh yeah, and the Munchkins, Faces of the
Yeah.
Munchkins.
Okay. So, so what? That's not a big deal.
Well, also
the
they have-
other big deal is they've edited it down. It's like 30 minutes shorter, but it's not the Wizard of Oz screening. It's the Wizard of Oz experience.
Right.
So those people need to calm down.
And they also have, I don't know if they're on string or if they're, what do you call them?
Flying
Flying
drones.
drones of monkeys. When they showed the flying monkeys. So
People are complaining about that.
actually, and it's supposed to be expensive to go see it.
It is
But
expensive.
I
to go see
wouldn't
it.
mind just to see the flying monkeys over my head. That I think that would be cool.
I think this is the thing that the Sphere has been looking for those kind of events to turn, especially this is a perfect example because it's doing very well at the box office there. We were thinking about going when we go to Vegas, but it's just too expensive. But I have no issue with them editing the movie down. It's not a screening, it's a different experience. I have no issue with them putting people's faces in. It kind of makes it new and different. It's unique. Yeah, you're toying with a masterpiece. I get that. But they're not changing anything dramatically about the storyline or anything. And they had to expand it because it's a Sphere. It's not just a flat screen.
Can you imagine of the original theatrical release of
No, I can't, as a matter of fact.
that would be cool. No, the one where the Martians attack, that came from the radio show.
Oh, War of the Worlds.
Yeah, War of the Worlds.
The one with the new one on Amazon?
No, the one with Matt Masterson.
Well, that's what I mean. They can. The movie's not big enough to do that, but they can take these. Jaws might be a perfect example. Take Jaws and put it into an experience like that.
The Longest Day. If you like war movies, that would be fantastic there.
But
Actually,
it won't play. You're thinking too small.
Well,
you got to think of big movies that had big box office.
The
And
Longest Day had a big box
no, it
office.
didn't. It didn't.
Because of its cast.
John, it didn't. It's not legendary like Wizard of Oz is, like Jaws is, like Star Wars is.
In its day, it was.
It doesn't matter. It's about. Do you think people care about? Oh, the Longest Day is playing at the Sphere. Let's go. No.
You know where I'd like to
they
see?
might go see Platoon, or they might go see.
Full Metal Jacket.
Well, even that doesn't. Remember, Kubrick liked to shoot in squares, so I don't know if that would work. But yeah, it's got to be a legendary movie that plays there. And I'm sorry, The Longest Day is maybe a good movie, but it's not. It's not going to play
The Wild
on the
Bunch.
Sphere. The Wild Bunch, even that's risking it, but at least it's closer to legendary than Longest Day.
Unforgiven?
No, wouldn't work. It's got to be something that you can experience. Unforgiven it's a story. It's not a world. You
The
know what I'm saying?
Tingler.
Tingler.
Yeah.
That's the next thing. Put those Tinglers in there.
Oh, that would be cool. Neath.
Yeah, well, anything. I'm a little bit like Robert B. Parker was. Robert B. Parker said, I don't care what you do to my material as long as you pay me for it. So, and that's all he cared about is like getting paid. One of the best writers in the world, that was his attitude. And that's a good thing because Mark Wahlberg made a god-awful version of Spencer. We'll just leave it at that. All right, folks, see you in 2 weeks. Thanks again for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks to the city of Ventura for inviting us down. They didn't, but I'm
Thanks
just
for
going to
the
thank them
ants
anyway.
for not really overwhelming. Oh, now they're coming in
Yeah,
now.
the ants are moving down here because I think of the water from my condensation from our Wiener Schnitzel.
And we did throw actually Scotty did throw the remains of our breakfast into the trash can where all those ants were, and if you notice, there's not that many climbing up that thing
That's
anymore.
because they know that gravy is not good for them.
Oh, they're coming
We
over
ate it
here
anyway.
now. Oh God, we gotta go.
All right, see you in a couple weeks.
Bye, folks.
I'm going to push the magic button now.
Hey,
Oh, I got to
goodnight.
find it first.
Oh wait. Okay. Well, and
How about now? Bye. Brought to you by The Grape, Ventura County's premier jazz venue and cocktail lounge, located at 2733 East Main Street in Ventura. For menu and music schedule, visit them online at thegrape.club.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.